You will never achieve greatness by liking the idea of success. Interest is weak. Interest quits when things get uncomfortable. Interest makes excuses. Obsession, on the other hand, will consume you. It will wake you up before sunrise and keep you working long after everyone else is asleep. It will burn inside you until the goal is no longer a dream but an inevitable reality. Comment, I'm obsessed. If you refuse to settle for average, if you are only interested, you will dabble. You will try a little here, a little there, and convince yourself you've done enough. That is the path to mediocrity. Obsession makes you relentless. It turns every obstacle into fuel. It transforms failure into data and rejection into sharpened focus. The truth is simple. The world does not reward the kind of committed. It rewards the all-in. When you're obsessed, you stop asking for permission to pursue your goals. You stop waiting for the right time. You take action now because obsession doesn't tolerate delay. Interest is a hobby. Obsession is a lifestyle. It's in your thoughts when you wake up. It's in your conversations. It's in the choices you make when no one is watching. You eat, sleep, breathe your mission until it shapes your identity. If you want to dominate, you must flip the switch from interested to obsessed. That means saying no to distractions, to comfort, to the soft lies of easy living. It means giving up temporary pleasures for permanent victory. It means demanding more from yourself than anyone else could. And here sest is the uncomfortable truth. Obsession will make you misunderstood. People will call you crazy. They will say you are doing too much. But the same people who doubt you now will one day ask you how you did it. And your answer will be simple. I wasn't just interested. I was obsessed. Obsession is the ultimate filter. It removes everything that doesn't serve the mission. When you're obsessed, you stop chasing 100 different things and pour all your energy into the one that matters. You stop scattering your focus and start building power. Focused power is what moves mountains. The problem with most people is not that they aim too high and miss. It's that they aim too low and hit. They dream safe. They set goals small enough to achieve without sweat. Obsession destroys that comfort zone. It forces you to dream so big it scares you, then pushes you to back it with relentless action. An obsessed person doesn't need motivation every morning. They don't wait for inspiration to strike. Their vision burns so clearly in their mind that action becomes automatic. Every step, every move, every thought is aligned with the outcome they demand. Understand this. Obsession isn't a burst of energy. It's sustained fire. Interest fades when progress is slow. Obsession stays steady, even in silence. You work when nobody is watching, when nobody claps, when nobody believes in you because you believe enough for everyone. This kind of fire makes you dangerous, not in a harmful way, but in a way that others can feel. Your presence changes the room. People sense you are not playing at life. You are here to take the win. And that kind of certainty makes average people uncomfortable. So they'll warn you to slow down. They'll say you need balance. But what they call balance is often just mediocrity in disguise. If you want what the few have, you must do what the few are willing to do. That's the law. And obsession is the entry fee. Obsession makes sacrifice feel natural. You don't think about what you're giving up. You think about what you're building. While others complain about the price, you focus on the reward because you know deep down the reward will be worth 10 times the cost. People will try to convince you that you're missing out. They'll point to parties, weekends, and easy pleasures. But the truth, you're not missing out. They are. They're missing out on the life they could have had if they had the courage to commit like you do. Every great achievement in history was born out of obsession. The skyscrapers, the inventions, the breakthroughs, none of it came from people who were merely interested. It came from those who refused to let go, who thought about their goal every waking hour until it took form in reality. Obsession also demands discipline. You can't be obsessed one day and distracted the next. Your habits must match your ambition. Every action either moves you closer or pulls you further away. There is no neutral. Every day you either win or you lose ground. This is why obsessed people seem unshakable. They're not relying on luck. They're building something brick by brick. They understand that even if the world takes a swing at them, it cannot destroy what is built through years of consistent, relentless effort. And when your obsession finally starts to bear fruit, when the results begin to show, you'll realize something powerful. The journey changed you more than the destination ever could. And that change is permanent. No one can take it from you. Obsession sharpens your senses. You start noticing opportunities others miss. You see connections, patterns, and openings that float right past those who are casually interested. Your mind becomes tuned to win. Every conversation, every environment, every moment becomes a chance to advance. When you're obsessed, you don't need someone to hold you accountable. You hold yourself accountable. You set a standard so high that most people can't even see it. And you don't apologize for it, because lowering your standard means lowering your life. Interest says, I'll do it when I feel like it. Obsession says, I'll do it no matter how I feel. That's the dividing line between those who get average results and those who change the game. Winners don't ask, am I motivated? They ask, what needs to be done? And they do it. This mindset transforms pain. While the average person runs from discomfort, the obsessed embrace it. They understand that pain is a teacher, that every struggle builds muscle, mental, emotional, and physical, and those muscles carry you through storms. Obsession makes you unrecognizable to your old self. The person you were when you started couldn't handle the person you're becoming. And that's the point. You're not here to remain the same. You're here to evolve until nothing about you fits the limits you once had. And here's the truth. No one tells you. Obsession doesn't just change your results, it changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You see yourself as someone who wins. And that shift is what locks in success for life. Obsession builds resilience like nothing else. When you're obsessed, failure doesn't break you, it fuels you. Every setback becomes a signal, pointing you toward a better approach. You stop seeing problems as walls and start seeing them as puzzles that demand a solution. The average person quits when they're tired. The obsessed quit only when the work is done. That difference is everything. It's why some people talk about success and others live it. Your ability to push beyond fatigue is what separates you from the crowd. Obsession teaches you patience without passivity. You're willing to wait for the right moment, but you're not idle while you wait. You're working, building, improving, so when opportunity comes, you're already in position to seize it. Interest fades when there's no applause. Obsession thrives in silence. You can grind for months or years without recognition because you're not working for approval. You're working for the vision that burns in your mind. That vision is more powerful than any cheer from the sidelines. Obsession forces you to cut away the unnecessary. You can't afford to keep habits, people, or environments that drain you. Everything must serve the mission or it goes. This level of clarity feels ruthless to others, but to you, it's just the cost of winning. And here's the reward. The moment you finally reach the summit, you'll know every sacrifice was worth it. You'll stand there not just with the prize in your hands, but with the unshakable knowledge that you earned it every step of the way. Obsession rewires your priorities. It makes the mission more important than comfort, entertainment, or approval. You no longer measure your days by how easy they felt. You measure them by how much progress you made, and that shift changes everything. The truth is, obsession demands that you outwork everyone. Not once, not twice, but every single day. It's a pace that the average person cannot keep, and that's why they'll never understand you. But that's exactly why you'll win, and they won't. When you're obsessed, discipline becomes automatic. You don't need to negotiate with yourself about whether to show up. You simply show up. You don't talk yourself out of the work. You talk yourself deeper into it. Interest will make you curious. Obsession will make you committed. Curiosity is fine for learning, but commitment is the currency of achievement. Without it, you'll drift. With it, you'll lock onto your target until it's yours. Obsession turns rejection into reinforcement. Every time someone doubts you, it adds another layer of determination. Every no becomes another reason to push harder. You stop fearing resistance because you've realized it's proof you're on the right path. And when your obsession is fully alive, you'll find yourself in a rare space, a place where effort and purpose merge into one. In that place, work doesn't feel like work. It feels like destiny unfolding, one action at a time. Obsession strips away hesitation. You stop overthinking. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You realize that perfection is built in motion, not before it. Every step forward sharpens your skill, strengthens your confidence, and speeds your progress. When you're obsessed, the fear of regret is greater than the fear of failure. You would rather fail at something that matters than succeed at something meaningless. That mindset makes you unstoppable because you're no longer protecting your ego, you're protecting your purpose. Interest asks for convenience. Obsession demands consistency. It doesn't matter if the day is chaotic, the weather is bad, or your mood is low, the work still gets done. That's what makes the results inevitable. You've removed the option to stop. Obsession changes the people you attract. You'll find yourself surrounded by others who operate at your level of intensity. Mediocre energy falls away. Only those who match your drive will remain, and together you'll raise the standard even higher. The more obsessed you become, the less you need external validation. You don't need to broadcast every move or prove anything to anyone. Your results will do the talking, and those results will speak louder than any speech you could give. And when people finally see your success, they'll call it luck, talent, or timing. Let them. You'll know the truth. It wasn't any of those things. It was your obsession, multiplied by time, multiplied by discipline, multiplied by refusal to quit. Obsession makes time your ally. While most people waste hours in distraction, you invest yours like a master investor, every moment placed where it will grow. You understand that wasted time is the most expensive loss you can suffer because you can never get it back. When you're obsessed, progress is personal. You track it, measure it, and demand it from yourself daily. You're not content with vague improvement. You want to see the numbers rise, the skills sharpen, the body strengthen, the mind expand. Interest accepts good enough. Obsession hunts for better. And when you find better, you keep going until it becomes great. This refusal to settle is what builds an unshakable reputation, not for talking big, but for delivering results. You'll notice something as your obsession deepens. Your tolerance for mediocrity disappears. You can no longer sit still in rooms filled with idle talk and no action. You want to be where movement happens, where ideas turn into execution. The deeper your obsession, the less you care about the pace of others. You're not running their race. You're not bound by their limits. You are locked into your own mission, and that mission has no finish line, only milestones. And when you finally achieve what you've been chasing, you won't stop, because for the obsessed, the finish line is just the starting point of the next climb. That hunger never dies. Obsession rewrites your identity. You start seeing yourself as the person who always follows through. That belief shapes your behavior, and that behavior shapes your destiny. When you live obsessed, comfort feels like poison. Too much of it makes you restless. You crave the climb, the push, the next level. It's not because you're never satisfied. It's because you know you're capable of more. Obsession removes the need for constant motivation from outside sources. You don't wait for the perfect speech or the perfect song to fire you up. The drive is internal. It's with you when you wake, and it follows you to sleep. This inner fire is what makes you stand out in a world of half-hearted effort. While others are playing the game for fun, you're playing to dominate. And domination requires a level of obsession that can't be faked. But understand this. Obsession doesn't mean chaos. It's not about running yourself into the ground without a plan. True obsession is strategic. It's focused intensity. It's knowing exactly what to do and attacking it without hesitation. And in time, you'll see the results stack up. Results that others call impossible, but you call inevitable. Obsession is the antidote to excuses. When you're obsessed, you don't justify why you can't. You figure out how you can. The word impossible simply doesn't survive in your vocabulary. When you're obsessed, you move with urgency. You understand that life is short and the window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. Every delay is a risk you refuse to take. This urgency gives you speed. While others are still planning, you're already executing. You're learning in motion, adjusting as you go, and gaining ground while they're still deciding. Obsession also gives you clarity under pressure. When others panic, you focus. When the situation gets messy, you get sharper. This is why the obsessed are often the calmest in chaos. They've trained for it. Interest asks, what if it doesn't work? Obsession asks, what if it does? That mindset flips fear into fuel, and it's why you keep moving forward when others freeze. And because of this relentless forward motion, you begin to live in a state where opportunities seem to find you, but it's not luck, it's the byproduct of being all in. Obsession eliminates the need for backup plans. That's not because you're reckless, but because you commit so fully to your main plan that you make it work. You refuse to split your energy between winning and preparing to fail. When you're obsessed, your word becomes law to yourself. If you say you're going to do it, it happens. No matter how you feel in the moment, this builds unshakable trust in yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of confidence. You don't need to pretend you're confident. You know you'll deliver because you've proven it to yourself repeatedly. Confidence built this way can't be shaken. The obsessed are feared in competition because they cannot be outworked. You can beat someone for a day, maybe a week, but you can't beat them forever if they refuse to stop, and obsession refuses to stop. Over time, obsession creates momentum so powerful that it feels like gravity is pulling you toward your goals. At that point, stopping would take more energy than continuing, and that's when you realize obsession is no longer just what you do, it's who you are. Obsession forces you to evolve faster. You can't stay the same person and reach new heights, so you shed old habits, outdated beliefs, and the dead weight of past failures. You stop wasting mental energy on people who don't see the vision. You understand that not everyone can go where you're going, and that's fine. The climb isn't for everyone. Obsession teaches you to value every resource. Time, money, energy, all of it is invested with precision. You stop spending and start placing bets on yourself. This mindset changes your relationship with failure. You no longer fear it, because you've learned that every failure refines you. It strips away the weak parts and strengthens what remains. Interest gets distracted by setbacks. Obsession uses them as fuel, and that's why the obsessed rise while the interested fade away. By this stage, obsession has become your natural state. You're no longer trying to be obsessed, you simply are. Obsession transforms you into the rare person who does what they said they would do. Long after the mood has passed, you follow through because it's non-negotiable. You no longer chase balance in the traditional sense. Your balance comes from alignment, from knowing you're living your purpose every day. That alignment creates a deep, unshakable satisfaction. Obsession also makes you a threat to mediocrity. You become living proof that it's possible to rise above excuses, circumstances, and limitation. Your existence challenges the comfort of those around you. And the more you live this way, the more you realize obsession isn't about the goal itself, it's about the person you become in the process. That's the real prize. So if you've been half in, step all the way in, burn the bridge to your old self, commit in a way that scares you, because that's the level where transformation lives. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.